Hey guys, it's Rambo here, and just wanting to take a look at four stocks today: SONM, CEI, ILUS, and FERN. And my oh my, what a day for all four of those. Things are just looking really good. SONM here looks like it just had a really nice hook here, broke through all these resistance trend lines. It broke the average means line now, and we're working our way up. It finished after hours at 0.6850, so we're right in between support and resistance for tomorrow on the daily chart. So be careful. So it's about right here. So we could start off hot and then finally have a retracement down. The 930 dip or so. So if you're not in it, don't get FOMO and just looking at it take off. We have resistance here at the 0.74, and we might get a little dip at around the 930, and then I do expect it to come up and break this resistance. Now this is a pretty good resistance right here, not only from the deviation but across in the horizontal resistance right here. So that's why I'm expecting it to get up there, retrace, and then retest it and break. Then after that we have resistance at 85.34 and 0.965 if it really wants to go crazy. So SONM is looking really strong. Then we have CEI 31% today and some change. We finished here at 137. Looks very familiar, doesn't it? Very much the same as SONM. Finished pretty much right in between support and resistance. So again, pretty much the same thing for CEI as I did for SONM. We could see see it take off, and now here we have another solid resistance here, and then we could get a 930 dip or so, somewhere around there, and then have it reach, come back and retest that support or resistance again, and then break through. So again, just eerily really close. It did finish really high, just like SONM. That's a sign that usually the next day it will continue its upward run. The one thing though, guys, remember tomorrow's Friday, and the SPY has been negative all week long. So usually on a negative week, Friday is what I like to call Bloody Friday, and I also call it buy day because things usually go down and you can buy some dips. But this is a momentum play also, so this has really got a lot of oomph behind it, and I don't know necessarily. We'll have to keep an eye out on the SPY and see what. Also, you have to remember what happens here in the pre-market. This might change the way this looks. If this starts at 181, well then this is out the door here. But usually we'll see what happens. But if it's around this area tomorrow, guys, just be careful around this area and see if you could get a dip by here before it takes off. And if you dip by and it hits that resistance again, then you want to be careful of a double top, because there's nothing here to keep it from going down. So you want to keep that in mind also. And then we have ILUS. Oh, good old ILUS, up 21.35% today. Just crushed. Just came, guys, this is so exciting. We just got through the average means line here, and we just powered right through it. Now we had the resistance here. We had a nice retracement back to the average, and now we're up here. So this is looking really good. We did finish here at the end of the day right at resistance. That is a little concerning. We might have a pretty good sized dip tomorrow. If it breaks right through 1424, then we have another solid resistance at 1492. So we want to keep an eye out on that. We can now remember around 70% of the time, 68.7% or something like that, it stays within these gold bars. So if you notice, we had resistance here. It came back and bounced a little bit right here on the gold line, so it acts as support and resistance, and then look what happened all the way, and look at where we bounced off of this gold bar right here. So things like to stay within this range. Obviously it doesn't mean it has to. The blue is in the upper 80 percentile, the red is in the mid 90 percentile, and then we have the black. So it's pretty much 99.8% of the time it stays within this channel here. I got to really pull it down to get the black in here. But does that mean we're gonna hit this resistance at this gold and then start down again, going back down to the gold? No, not necessarily at all. Just like as we broke right through here, we could definitely do that, but I do want you to be aware of this area just in case we start tracing down again and heading back down to the gold area. Now remember, these are deviations, they're going up. So just because it came down here and the gold level is at 0433, does not mean well into the future it's at that level. It's going to be going, it's going to be coming up. So it might be around the 065 level or something like that by the time it takes all that time. Remember that this took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months for it to get down to this level. So it's going to take a long time for that to come down to that level, and that level necessarily is going to be that low. So, and that's only if it bounces off the resistance. This can definitely come up. And, what would be beautiful is if it came up to this the blue and then bounced off of this upward support resistant support line. That would be a really strong indication that ILUS is on a really strong upward trend. So, and we're again, the OTCs just start heating up in November. We got some really some exciting times ahead here with especially ILUS and FERN, I believe. And speaking of FERN, FERN did really well today. It held its own. We finished up 1.09. Again, we're smack dab in the middle of support and resistance. The market movers love to do that. Keeps you guessing what's going to happen tomorrow. It could start off red again and come down, or we could pop up and then have your 930 dip, and then continue upward. Something of that nature. If we test the 2s, that's a big number for a lot of reasons. But it is on this deviation line also, so there is concurrence here for psychological resistance and on the chart here. So we definitely could just plow right through it. I don't necessarily see the really strong momentum to do that, but it is strong. I suspect that it being Friday, we could start off high and then come down low and retrace and finish at about this area. Depending on what's going on tomorrow, it could really come down to the 0.0175 area, finish out the day, or again we could rip, come up and then maybe come back down to the 2 level tomorrow. But the 2 level, usually any penny level or a dollar level, very psychological. It takes usually a couple times for it to get through there if there's enough momentum. We have enough momentum, but I would be surprised if it went right through the 2s right away. So don't get scared. Tomorrow if we have a decent dip tomorrow, and then next week we should continue on the uptrend here. Again, the gold levels here. Look at how much time it spends within this range here, and here we go again. Boom! It hits the gold and takes off. This is why I said with ILUS, just because we crossed the average and we're around the gold level doesn't mean that we're gonna bounce there. It definitely didn't do that here. It went all darn near up to the 3.5 deviation here. So we broke through the means again, pretty much just bounced right off it, and now we're continuing upward. We broke the golden area right here, so now that's support. That's a really good sign. One more thing, guys. Boy, I don't have it on the chart anymore, but if you remember quite a few videos back, I talked about it before. Look what happened. You plan your trade, you trade your plan. It's so important, guys, to plan your trade out. You have to find a good stop loss. Then you have to have a plan for what you want to do for your target area. For me, my stop loss was right here, and I bought in right here, and boom, it tanked. I was 0.002 away from getting stopped out. Now, paper hands, I don't like that term. JP Morgan said, I became wealthy by selling too early. Okay, but now he's talking about as it comes up and he sells early. He might sell here and just let that go up. He doesn't care about that. But paper hands isn't holding through, buying here and, I'm going to have paper hands. Okay, paper hands is when you have a plan, and your plan is a stop loss right here, right underneath that resistance here. You don't put it at resistance, you put it just under resistance, and then you let it play out. If I would have gotten scared, and it's coming down, I'm like, well, I don't want to lose all that money. Well, trade your plan, dude, right? That's what I call paper hands, is when you go against your own plan. If you see it come down, well, guess what? You play to the music of the fiddler's playing, and you're the one who set the rules, and stay with those rules. Because if you would have gotten paper hands here and didn't let the plan trade out, you would have missed this whole move. Okay, and if I would have gotten stopped out, well, then I have the 84% rule. It dipped down, and then once it crosses that stop loss again, I get back in it, and I still would have made that. But a lot of the guys would have gotten stopped out and waited, and okay, maybe I'll get in here. I'll wait and see. I'm afraid it might dip down, and then boom, it gaps up. I didn't have to worry about any of that. Now it's a matter of buying dips on the way up. As I told you before, I'm in this for the long run. I didn't get in at 004. I didn't buy this dip here, but right over here, I didn't get in, but that's okay. I bought when I knew that it's coming up. Would you rather buy here and then watch this, versus buying right here and having it come up? That's what that's what I like to do. I could sleep well at night knowing that I got in as the stock's going up, and then I could buy dips and feeling comfortable as this thing goes up quite a long way. So really excited about FERN. The chart looks great. We're getting higher highs now and higher lows. So this is looking really good, and so I'm really happy about that. With that said, guys, I had quite a few people asking me about my indicators. A lot of these are free that you could get at User Think Script, but if you saw, my wolf wedge that I have on my other charts. Let's see if I could bring one up here real quick. Okay, and here's the wolf wedge right here. So this wolf wedge right here, again, long story. It measures channels. This is a really bad example. It should look like a wedge, and it's very accurate. Probably around 65% of the time it works out. This fourth wave then means that it should go from here to the top of this wedge before it comes back down. This is one of the main reasons why I bought right here, because I saw the beginning of this fourth wave forming, and the fourth wave has it go to the, up and usually past this channel. So that's why I bought in, and a lot of the indicators like this I get from Mr. Payne on Fun with ThinkScript, and here is the website right here. Here we have cup and handle, we have a harmonic pattern. Here's my wolf wedge that I have right here. If you notice those curved lines, that's a polynomial regression channel. The MACD divergence also. There's all kinds of fabulous, really good scripts that you can buy, and a lot of them have scanners that go with it. The one I'm looking at right now is this Murray math indicator. It looks really crazy, doesn't it? I'm just now investigating that one to see if I want to get in on that. There is, I'll put a link down below. If you guys would please use that. If you're interested and you want to buy something, please use the link down below, because then I will receive a certain percentage of money off of my next purchase. So I would greatly appreciate it if you do that, and also subscribe and like the button, please. It doesn't take much, and it helps get the word out, not only for me, but at Moon Market Discord. Again, I want to give him a shout out. Guys, a lot of these plays are because of what we got from Moon and his due diligence and picking out some outstanding chart tickers, really good companies that do really well. And of course the Discord chat room, where I'm doing this every single day, and it's a great place to learn. I answer a lot of questions, we talk, we have a lot of good dialogue on the indicators, on the charts, teaching people support and resistance levels, a lot of things that I do here. And also, hey, if there's a runner, that gets shouted out too. So it's just a really great place, really a bunch of good people, and I'd just like to invite you to get on that Discord also. And with that said, I hope you guys have a really good night, and hopefully it won't be a bloody Friday tomorrow, and hopefully the stocks that we're in will go up. And with that said, guys, take care and have a good night.